My bad. Where is it? Hold on. There's everybody. You got a banner in front of your face.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael Torphy.
I'm Reverend Valerie Torphy.
This is Sheila and Greg Fossen. They're our producers of the show. We have Barbara Salo, who are our musical inspiration, and of course our dear friend Stephen Anthony, who does our affirmations and prayer work. So we welcome you here today. We're going to get started with a prayer, speaking of prayers. So if you would join me by closing your eyes, getting comfortable where you are. Take some deep cleansing breaths and know this truth, that there's one power, one presence, one infinite good in all of the universe, the creator, the sustainer, the maintainer, and we call it God, the perfect expression of life. My life and each individual's life that has joined us here today. I know that life is good all the time. So I claim that for this day, for each and every one of us, that we come here together to get exactly what we came to get and to give exactly what we came to give. And this day is blessed, it's uplifting, it's inspiring. Each one of us is a blessing to this planet as we move and have our being in pure spirit. I give thanks for this knowing, thanks for this wonderful life, thanks for God being in our life, and thanks for everything that shines upon this planet. In deep, deep gratitude, I release, I let go, and I allow it to be. And together we say, and so it is.
Yes.
All right. How about we get started with a song from Barbara Salo?
Absolutely. Hopefully everybody is woken up.
Yeah.
All right, then we're going to wake up with some freedom from King. Woke up this morning. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on vision. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on vision. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on vision. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Love everybody with your mind when it is stayed on spirit. You love everybody with your mind when it is stayed on spirit. You love everybody with your mind when it is stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind, and it was stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
sisters. Well, we're so happy you joined us together, and you've brought this service to life. But right now we're going to do some announcements and come right back to you. So
Yeah,
hang on.
thank you.
Look forward to it.
All right, thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so like us and check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro. You can check out our website at cslnorthmetro.org. You can go to contact us to get yourself added to our email list, and then you'll know what's going on and get all the links and everything. You can also go to prayer request and request prayer, and we'll pray for whatever your request is all week. And also the affirmations that we read each week and an affirmative prayer is posted there, as well as some from quite a few previous weeks. So we have started, well, we will be starting Foundations of the Science of Mind class on Thursday at 1 o'clock. So if that's something you're interested in joining, get a hold of us right away so that we can get you the information and get you started. Today's title is I Have a Vision. The reading is I Have a Dream from Martin Luther King Jr., his speech on August 28th, 1963. So
A long time ago.
it was a long time ago. And so we're inviting Stefan to come forward and give us the affirmations and that wonderful reading. Good morning.
Morning, Stephen.
Good morning. So today's affirmations. Through love, I transcend all challenges and beautiful gifts emerge. I intentionally make the expression of peace a part of my daily life. With each new day, the doorway to infinite blessings is opened. I embrace my oneness with perfect spirit here, now, and forever forward. My thoughts are centered on the beliefs I want to expand. I am a magnet for abundant good, and so it is.
So it
So it
is.
is.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the reading.
As Reverend Valerie said, from the I Have a Dream speech given by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. back in August 28th, 1963. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day. This will be the day that when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Of thee I sing, land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring.
Thank you. Thank you.
Boy,
Thank
that
you.
gets to me every single
Thank you.
time. we had a rehearsal and I got choked up, and now again I'm getting choked up because those words are so profound and so meaningful, especially these days. Thank you, Stefan. You did a
Thank
great
you.
job.
Thank you. I was honored to be able to read them.
Yeah. So,
I think we get another song.
oh yeah, we get another
Before we
song.
start.
Hallelujah.
Yes, we do. We just wrote this one yesterday, and
Oh,
A debut.
you know, God's eyes are my eyes. God's heart is my heart. We are all that. I am that I am.
Yes.
Yes. So here's the debut of our new song, All That. God's eyes are my eyes, God's heart is my heart, and I breathe the breath of God. God's eyes are my eyes, God's heart is my heart, and I breathe the breath of God. All that I am is divine love. All that I see is divine vision. The joyous rhythm is my God heart beating. The joyous sound around I hear with God's ears. All that I am. All that I am is divine love. All that I see is divine vision. The joyous rhythm is my God heart beating. The joyous sound around is God's ears. All that I am. God's eyes are my eyes, God's heart is my heart, and I breathe the breath of God. God's eyes are my eyes, God's heart is my heart, and I breathe the breath of God. And I breathe the breath of God. And I breathe the breath of God.
That brought me back to my go-go days.
what a great
Yeah.
Being a jerk.
We love it.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, we got something we got to talk about, and we'll get back to you a little bit later.
Awesome.
Peace and blessings. Whew.
Well, so far it's been real fun.
Yeah. We're dedicating this service to the life and times of Martin Luther King Jr., who was born January 15th, 1929. He'd be 92 years old these days.
Wow.
Actually, I'm kind of co-dedicating to my dad because he was born on the same day in 1918, born January 15th. And he was the first person to explain to me what racism was all about and how horrible it is. And he called it the cancer to the world. And so I'm thinking about my dad and Martin Luther King Jr. this day. He made this talk in August of 1963, and I don't know about other people, but it had a big effect on my life. It changed my life. It made me see what I needed to do and how I needed to be in my everyday life. He brought this it came to him as a dream, but he cast it as a vision for our whole country and the world, but especially for each individual. He cast this idea of what we could be and how we could live our lives and share this world with everybody. So what I want to talk about is one portion of that reading that Stephen just did. And it's the part where he says, I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. It would be good if we took every one of these lines and broke it down to, for me, a metaphysical interpretation, or my interpretation this day and how I see it. His dream was a dream, and he cast it as a vision for our nation to live by. And so I'm going to break it down right now. The first line, and each one of these lines could has such deep significance and such deep meaning that I just felt compelled to share it. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. In our teaching, ministers and practitioners are trained to see the truth about every individual, no matter what ugliness they're going through or how they're expressing themselves. It's up to us to see the exalted part of who they are, to see past their illusions, to see past anything that they may be presenting that isn't their true self, to embrace that true self and to know that they are more than how they're acting out. And when I say practitioners, I mean professional practitioners, but I also mean those of us who practice spiritual principles, because we're all practitioners. It just means that we're practicing these truths that are innate in every human being, that we are all made in God's likeness and image. And somehow it's our challenge to get to embodying that and living it in everyday ways. As I said, professional practitioners are trained to live this exalted way, to live in the presence of God and to see the presence of God in every person. The next line I want to hit on is every hill and mountain shall be made laid low. I think for me, what this is referring to is a lot of us will get an idea or we'll get a vision or we'll get a dream, and we're pulled to do a certain task or to fulfill a certain idea. And a lot of us may think of it as a mountain too high to climb. That just seems impossible. I'm sure a lot of you have heard somebody say, I got this idea, but I just don't think I can do it. It's just too hard. It's too high a mountain to climb. Well, when you change your belief, when you change the way you think, you can make that mountain lay low. You can make it as if it's nothing, because if the idea came to you, if the thought came to you, if the inspiration came to you, then you will be given all the gifts you need to fulfill it. It's just the way it is. It all depends on our approach to it. It all depends on our belief of it. And then there's the rough places will be made plain. If you've lived this life, you've had times where there's been rough places in your life, and those rough times can take a toll on you, but they're not the essence of you. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced rough times where you may have lost a job, times where you may have lost a pet or a loved one who's gone to the other side, or maybe you've gone through a divorce. And those rough times can leave scars and can sometimes hurt you to the depth of your being. But there's always life after that. There's always something within you that can be turned to, that is a place of peace, a place of comfort, a place of solace, a place of solutions. And it all lies within us. that all lies within you and within me. And we can turn to it at any moment, no matter how rough the time is that you're living through, no matter how hard it is, there is always that peace within. And sometimes we need others to help us get there. Sometimes we may need a minister or a practitioner or a good friend or somebody that you know won't judge you or won't try to fix you, but will just be there for you. And when you have that, when you have the love of another person, then you can find the love of within yourself. The crooked places will remain straight. How many times have you had crooked ideas in your mind? You think something is something, but it's really nothing. Or you think this is that, but it's really this. Or this is this, or it's really that. And, and you get confused as she is right now, or possibly as all of you is. But you have this thought you draw a conclusion on a certain thing that has happened, and it's not necessarily true. It's a crooked place in your mind, a place that well, for instance, there are people that tell lies over and over and over again. I'm not going to mention any names, but they get other people blaming it because they've heard it so many times, they start to believe it. That's crooked thinking. That's about as crooked as you can get. And then those people turn into revenge seekers, blamers, and carriers of the crooked places that has been manipulated to be truth, when in fact they're not truth. Again, we know the truth. We know the truth, and it can set us free. Mm-hmm. So I invite you to think about those places in your mind that you think are absolutely true, that got you so mad or so upset that you want to do something about it. Storm the Capitol or whatever. Stop, breathe, think. Mm-hmm. Know the truth. Know that if something is pushing you to mad feelings, to revengeful feelings, to hurtful feelings, then there's something wrong there. There's something that needs to be looked at from another place, looked at from an exalted place. Mm-hmm. And you can do it, because that's what we're here for. Here to practice the presence of God within you, within me, and know the truth. There's so many people now who are hurting, who have lost a loved one, who have caught the COVID themselves, and are needing each and every one of us. And some of us will be called to take an action, but what all of us can do is to know the truth, is to hold it, to be holders of the vision that Martin Luther King Jr. set for us, to stand in the awesomeness of your own being, and to know that same truth for everyone who lives on this planet, that everyone deserves the same chance, everyone deserves the absolute truth, the inspiration to climb mountains, to be exalted beyond the valleys. And finally, the glory of the Lord shall be revealed. In metaphysics, Lord is law, or God as you, and it is the power within you that as you believe, you create. And if you practice the law and you use the law for good, then good will come into the world. Good will always be within your experiences. Good will always flourish in your immediate little universe. Because let's face it, the Lord is good. God is good. And you are so, so blessed. And we are so blessed that you are here and that you're alive and that you have something to give and that you can climb every mountain that is put before you and grow into the awesomeness of your own being. Valerie?
So when I started thinking about vision, and my vision and our vision, and I started with the Center for Spiritual Living's vision, which is creating a world that works for everyone. And then you think about what that looks like, and it looks a lot like what you were talking about. It's like where everyone has the opportunity to become who they came here to be, where everyone has enough opportunity, enough food, enough shelter, enough safety, where that everyone has the same opportunity with their experience and their talents for a job, where everyone is looked at as absolutely who they are, like a child of God, one with each one of us. When we're looking at another person, we're looking also at ourselves, because we're all one thing. There's no thing outside of God. There's nothing outside of God. We're made of the same stuff that the stars are made of the planets are made of, that all the wondrous nebulas and things that we see. We're made of the same thing. And so each one of us looking at each other, when we just look into their eyes, we're looking at God.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking at God, whether their skin is brown or, I don't know, none of us are that color, or black, or whatever colors we say, whatever races we say, whatever languages that we speak, we're still looking at ourselves and at God. It's the same for our planet. When we mistreat our planet, we're mistreating ourselves. And so it's just really interesting to me that as we go forward, we have the opportunity to recognize that we are all one entity. We're all one with that infinite intelligence that created us all. We are all eternal. And that we're here having this experience to learn and to grow and to become more than we came here to be. And so we have this opportunity for personal growth. We have this opportunity to, I think sometimes what stops us is self-blaming. So sometimes we're in that place of self-blaming, and that feels really uncomfortable. So we turn it into blaming somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow that makes us feel better for a minute, because then we have the power. I don't know. Anyway, what I'm saying is there's no place for self-blame. There's no place for blaming others. There's a place for us to look inside our hearts, take a deep breath, expand our vision, expand our hearts, expand our growth, expand our perception of what's going on. If we're blaming ourselves, every single one of us makes mistakes. We're here to do that. We are not here to be perfect at everything. We're here to learn and to grow and to become more than we came in here being. It's for our life here on this planet, but it's also for our eternal life, for us to accept that which we need to change, that which we need to think differently about, and to also accept each other right where they are. That does not mean that we accept the things that they're doing, that we accept falsehoods, that we accept people being violent to other people. That does not mean any of that. That just means in that heart space of mine, my personal heart space, I open that heart space to create more love and more peace and more blessings and spread that. And I can do that when I'm watching TV and I'm really, really tempted to blame. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes things come out of my mouth before I think about them. And then it's like, okay, is this what I want to project? Is this what I want to be creating? Because every time we're thinking anything, every time we're being anything, we are creating, and we have the opportunity. We have the opportunity to change that thought, to change those beliefs, and to be that place where the love flows, to be that place looking out with love, looking out at what's going on in a loving space. Do you have something to say about that?
I was just thinking that any conflict, any disagreement, any misjudgment that is put upon us, if we meet it at the same level that's being put upon us,
Yes.
we're just exaggerating and continuing to push what is before us. on and on and on. It's up to each one of us to, in the moment that we're attacked or we're lied about or whatever, to not meet it at that level, to meet it at a higher level, an exalted level, and to change the energy that's taking place. And this can only happen in consciousness. This can only happen by the love you put out and not by the conflict that you continue to embrace. That it's important to know and to take the time that if something's not right, to take the time to go within and find the peace that you're wanting to present to the world.
Yeah, and that is not saying that there aren't consequences. There are consequences, but those consequences can be in the law and in that person's personal growth and their personal path. They don't have to be in our hearts. So if we learn to open our hearts for ourselves when we make mistakes, and I'm learning how to go back and clean it up. It's like when I say something harsh, I'm learning how to go back and clean it up and not just leave that harsh thing out there and hope maybe they'll forget about it. You know, I can go back and I can clean that up and go, wow, I really overreacted there, or this was going on and I wasn't being conscious, or whatever. Or when we're blaming ourselves, we can do the same things. You know, I'm going to say it again. We did not come here to be perfect. We came here to learn and to grow and to take with us those experiences that we have here into our eternal life. And so each one of those experiences is an experience. It's not who we are. It doesn't affect us eternally in terms of whether our body's well or whole or not, or those things are not eternal. Those things are personal to the experience that we're having right now. And we get to have these experiences and we get to learn from them and we get to grow from them and we get to surpass them and become more than we came here being, to learn the things we came here to learn, to overcome the challenges that we came here. Because an experience is just an experience. It's not our eternal experience. It's not who we are. Who we are is a beloved child of God. And when we're looking into the eyes of another person, a person that we agree with, a person that we disagree with, a person of another color, a person of another culture, we're all one thing. And so when we're condemning someone else, we're really condemning ourselves as well. And so all of us have the opportunity to open our hearts. Ernest Holmes talks about the way through problems is through expansion and not restriction. And I know it's really tempting right now to restrict and to pull in and to get smaller and to protect. And so I'm inviting us when we're feeling that restriction, when we're feeling that tension, when we're feeling that heart closing, to take a deep breath and just take a moment to recognize the truth of our being, who we are and who we came here to be, and to allow that expansion of a heart space, allow that expansion of, we can make a world that works for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
We can do the things that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said in 1963. We can. I'm tempted to be a little disappointed that we haven't come a little farther. And yet it's important that we see where we are. It's important that we know what's going on. And I think, at least I, for one, am a lot more aware than I was, because I have kind of a Pollyanna attitude about everything. And so it's important for me to become aware of where we are as a country, where we are as a planet, where we are as a world, and so that we can open up that heart space and open up and grow.
And it's important to know where you are as a human being, where not just where the country is, not just where the world is, but where are you? Where are you being? It's true that we don't come here to be perfect, but we are made from the perfection of God.
Yes.
So we are perfection, and the more we turn within, the more we live from that perfection, that we were created from, the more it will show up in the world. Because as each person grows and expands, then the world will be pulled by that.
Yes.
And it has to be done consciously,
Yes.
because the subconscious is filled with all kinds of stuff that can mess up your life or can mess you up, because it's been put in there and it's been accepted as truth. Well, you can get rid of those untruths by just changing your belief, changing an idea.
Changing your thoughts. I was just sitting here thinking about when we learn how to meditate, that one of the things it said is when you catch your mind going again, you just say thinking, and then you go back and meditate. And so as we're having thoughts of this is not right and this is wrong and da 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 da, we can just go thinking and then go back. Oh yes, let's breathe from my heart space. Let's open my heart. Let's think from my heart and be that place.
Do you ever notice how that thinking happens at night when you're trying to go to sleep? It's so interesting that you can go through your whole day, go to bed, go to night, and then something that's deep in your consciousness that has been bugging you just starts talking, just starts overthinking. It's been happening lately for me, and you too, right? Because we're going through this thing with my brother, and he's in charge of my mother, and he's just been messing up completely. And there's a part of us that wants to judge him and call him wrong and blame him. And it's a challenge, especially when it comes to family, to rise above it and to think in an exalted way, to rise above the valley experience and to think in a heavenly experience. And no matter how much training you've had, no matter how long you've been a minister, me 20 years this year, you can 20 years. You can still get caught up. You can still get caught in that place of unthinking or too much thinking. So we turn to those that know the truth for us, and we turn within and we practice,
right.
practice.
And focus on not who's to blame here or what's to blame here, but what is mine to do here?
Mm-hmm.
What is being called for me to do and to become, to work through this thing? How am I to grow, and how am I to expand, and how am I to be who I came here to be right now through this? Which doesn't mean I don't have to say thinking to myself quite a few times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I get to that place where it's like, well, it's no, it's not about that. It's about what's mine to do now. How am I going to go forward from that open heart space and do the thing that's mine to do? And I just want to say, every harsh word that we say to ourselves, to others, has an impact. And every kind word and every kind deed and every kind thing that we do for ourselves and for others also has an impact. And so Ernest Holmes says a thing early in the teaching about if you can just get your thoughts positive, 51%, you can start manifesting from that 51% instead of from the other 49. So as we catch ourselves having those negative thoughts, having those blaming thoughts, whether it's for ourselves or for others, when we watch what's going on in our country, maybe having fearful thoughts, just remember, we can say thinking, we can have a new thought, we can start focusing on that which we're here to create. And if we can get to 51%, just think about it. If we all just get to 51% of that love and that peace and that space, what can we do together? It's proven that when people go into a city and meditate, and I don't know how large the groups are, and it doesn't really matter. People are meditating in a city, crime goes down. When people are praying for someone to get well, whether that person knows they're praying or not, people get well. So we do have the power to heal things. We do have the power to heal what's going on right here and right now. We do have the power to make and create a world that works for everyone.
So join the vision. Get exalted. Raise above any challenges you may have or you may be going through. And know that you're an eternal being. This moment in eternity is simply a moment. And my wife just forgot to plug in our computer, so she's going to go do that. Well, so we don't lose power. And there we go. It's all plugged in.
Yikes.
See, remedies can be made. No fear, no worries. Oh, there we are. So,
Ready to pray?
yeah, I'm ready to pray.
All right. So let's just take a deep breath. And as I release any negative thoughts I might have, any negative feelings I might have, any blame, any shame, I just recognize that there is only one power, one presence, one life, one absolute intelligence that is everywhere present, that has no beginning and no end, that is changeless, that has created all that we can see and all that we cannot see, all time, all space, and is always creating and always expanding and always becoming more. And I am one with that power and that presence and that oneness. And Reverend Michael is one with that power and that presence and that oneness. And each one here today, and all of those who listen later, and everyone everywhere is one with that one power and that one presence, and that we're all one with each other and one with all that is, that's oneness, 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 oneness. And so I'm just holding that space for us to experience more love and more peace and more power and more beauty and more joy, and experience the healing power of the one God, the one life, healing our minds, healing our bodies, healing our emotions, healing our relationships, healing our planet. Just focusing on that one life, that one power, that one presence that is unlimited. And as we think and as we be through that one power and that one intelligence and that one power, we create. And so as we move our thoughts and move our emotions and move our actions into that power, into that oneness, and we are creating them in that oneness together, we are changing the planet. We are changing the world. We are changing our lives and the lives of others. And so an absolute gratitude to know that this is the truth. I pass this word to Reverend Michael.
And so for anybody out there who's wanting something to take place in your life, a desire that you're wanting to manifest in your life, just think of what it is that you want. Think of what it is that you want to change in this moment. And let us all embrace each other.
Yes.
And hold for each other.
Yes.
That which we have put into this prayer is now manifesting completely. I hold for myself, my brother, and my mother in love and light, knowing that the right decisions will be made and we will expand into our goodness and our greatness. I know this for my daughter also. And I invite you now to throw your desires into this prayerful place. And let us hold for a moment that each prayer is fulfilled and now manifesting. And so with a heart full of gratitude, knowing that the word is complete and fulfilled, knowing that each person's request is now manifesting in their experience.
Yes, yes, yes.
I let go, I let God, and I allow it to be by saying, and so it is.
And so it is. Ashe, amen, and woohoo!
On that note, we invite the marvelous Barbara Salo back into our reality.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, Wow. Well, Salo and I created the song last week. It's kind of like, it's called Daybreak on the Meadow, and it involves a beautiful hand pan. And as you're listening to this, just envision that 51%.
Tell me the name again.
It's called Daybreak on the Meadow.
Okay, nice.
Two
Yeah.
new songs this week. How lucky are we?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's on a hand pan here that's
Wow.
specially forged and made by hand and tuned. It's
It's like
in
a
D
fine
minor. It has a little bit of a Celtic sound to it, and it's beautiful. It was beautifully made by the maker Graham in Oakhurst, California, for me. So he made it specially for me on my birthday, and so I've had it for the last 3 years, and it's just wonderful to have. And so we try to combine a little bit of the piano along with the hand pan today with a little bit of stuff. So
Here we go.
Right.
Here we go.
All right. Wow. So I just could see the wind rippling the grass and the sun sparkling in the dew on the flowers and little critters just peeking their noses up here and there. That was so beautiful. I loved it so much.
Oh,
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
thank you. Thank you for letting us share that.
Thank you. So we have conscious gifting to do, and then we'll get to hear some more from you.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, my mind is someplace else. That just took me away.
It was so gorgeous. I just had visions of all those things happening, and it's like that was so beautiful.
So now I'm going to hold the vision of this basket being filled
That's right.
as each person is called to give what they feel they can give. Giving is a good thing. It tells the universe that you know that you're abundant and prosperous, and that there's always something coming in, because it's a flow. Comes in, goes out, comes in, goes out. So we invite you to check your heart and see if your gift is ready to be given, and we're opening to accept it. And with a thankful heart, we bless these gifts that we vision filling this basket.
Yes.
So just point.
And so I know that I used to be just giving and not receiving. And so it's a flow.
To accept.
Yeah, it's so important to be giving and receiving. So the more we give, the more we receive. And if I was blocking my receiving, and so it's really important to open the flow by both. So
There's a little thing up there.
I need to say that stuff, don't I? Before you bless it. So we're kind of out of it right now. If you use Venmo, you can use that QR code and donate that way. Also, there are a couple ways to donate on our website, so cslnorthmetro.org. And we just appreciate each one of you for being here and being present with us and adding your consciousness to ours. And we also appreciate when you add your gifts to help us continue to do this and have wonderful musicians like Barb and Salo and the other wonderful musicians that we have, and to support us in doing this great thing that we do every week with the help of Stefan and Greg and Sheila. And okay, now you can bless it.
So put your hands up to the screen, palms out, and repeat after me. I give thanks in this moment. I give thanks in this moment.
Sorry, I was giving thanks. I give thanks in this moment
for this opportunity to give.
For this opportunity to give.
Open to the receiving that comes back.
Open to the receiving that comes back.
Knowing the gift of giving multiplies and expands.
Knowing the gift of giving multiplies and expands.
And touches so many folks in the world.
And touches so many folks in the world.
For this and so much more.
For this and so much more.
I say thank you.
I say thank you.
And let it be.
And let it be.
So it
and
is.
So it is. And now we get to hear Barb and Salo again.
Yay! Here they come.
Yay! You know, like we're talking about, Martin Luther King had a vision, and he shared that vision, and because of that vision, there is a new world coming.
Yeah.
That's right.
We have that vision, we share that vision, and Cass Elliot sang a beautiful song about this new world coming, and we love that song, and we're so glad you love this song too.
Yeah.
And so here's a new world coming. There's a new world coming, and it's just around the bend. There's a new world coming, this one's coming too. And then there's a new voice calling. You can hear it if you try, and it's growing stronger with each day that passes by. There's a brand new morning, rising clear and sweet and free. There's a new day dawning that belongs to you and me. There's a new world coming, the ones we are visions of, coming in peace, coming in joy, coming in love. There's a new world coming, and it's just around the bend. There's a new world coming, this one's coming too. And then there's a new voice calling. You can hear it if you try, and it's growing stronger with each day that passes by. There's a brand new morning, rising clear and sweet and free. There's a new day dawning that belongs and in joy, come and in love. Come and in peace, come and in joy, come and in love. Thank you.
I love
That was a great set today.
Yeah.
Barb,
Beautiful.
Cello,
Yeah.
really had fun.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We
Thank-
appreciate that.
We so much enjoyed playing with
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We so enjoyed it. Oh my gosh.
you. We are blessed.
Yes, we are.
We are. We are.
So
I just love that one about with the meadow. Oh my
Oh.
gosh, you've got to get that out.
enjoy
Yeah,
your
we
Put
have
it out there.
Yeah, we want to make another CD called Barb and Solo Soundscapes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you.
So join us on Zoom. I guess the information
in the comments.
In the comments.
information in the comments.
Yep.
On how to get there. We have a lovely discussion about what has been taught and anything that's on your mind. So join us, and it's also on our website, right?
Yes.
I'm doing all this stuff that I don't normally do.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm gonna because sometimes we will get in there before I can.
Oh, I see.
and to all of you who have joined us today, glory be. We're so thankful for your life and so thankful that you joined us, and keep up the good work, because we can bring that new world that's coming. It's up to
Yes.
us.
Yeah. And so this computer says, wait for the host to join this meeting. So I guess I'll have to do it here anyway. So if you can get on right away, don't give up on us. I'm doing it as fast as I can.
Sure, no problem.
So peace and blessings. Have a great week. And thank you to Greg and Sheila, and to Barb and Sally,
Always a
and
pleasure.
to Stefan, who had to go to work.
Yeah.
Blessings, blessings, blessings.
All right,
out.
you gonna pray us out?
No.
Oh,
Good thing you're here.
let us join together in that infinite consciousness that we call God, where everything is in perfect order, where all the chaos and the confusion and the grief that has taken place in the world passes by in an instant, and everything is healed. We grow into the greatness that we came here to be, and I hold that as a vision, as the truth, knowing that it is complete and fulfilled. I bless all those who joined us today. So grateful for your lives, so grateful for life itself. I just give thanks, eternal gratitude. Knowing that it is done, I say, I let it be, and so it is.
So it is.
And so
so
it
it
is. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Have a
Bye.
good day.
See you in a minute.